In this icy climate, neighbors are using new tactics to help keep each other safe.
What we're doing right now is to protect everybody, young and old. You should be able to go get gas. You should be able to come to a restaurant and eat. You should be able to go get groceries. Kids should be able to go to school.
We have a race for the ages, with 2 high school basketball athletes shooting for a record. And is our warmer weather here to stay? We'll have more on that soon.
From disco clubs to science exhibits, art shanties on a frozen Lake Harriet has it all. Learn more coming up next on University Report.
Good morning, and welcome to University Report. I'm Joe Larson.
And I'm Atticus Mars. Let's get started. The first few weeks of spring semester on the University of Minnesota Twin Cities campus will likely be remembered as an ice age, and that's not because of the weather. Campus is relatively quiet so far this week, though you can see signs of last week's protests, including a noisy one at the Graduate Hotel, where police made arrests late Thursday night. 4 students were arrested in a separate protest at Morrill Hall, and they've since been released from custody.
As Operation Metro Surge continues, members of a small community in St. Paul and even its mayor are stepping up to keep local businesses open and protected amid ICE activity. Reporter Claudia Garcia spoke to volunteers of this neighborhood security watch in the West Side.
So we started watching these doors, and then it just grew into some of the other businesses around here.
Santino Franco describes himself as a lifelong West Sider.
Love my community, and I feel like I'm a protector of the neighborhood.
So when Santino heard his neighborhood was being targeted by ICE, he needed to do something.
For 3 straight weeks, we put in a lot of hours, and it was very exhausting. But we love our neighborhood, and we'll do whatever we can.
Santino is just one of many other volunteers in the West Side who are offering their time to stand guard for the businesses they love. Even the mayor of St. Paul is lending a hand.
I'm helping with locking and unlocking doors. I did a couple of grocery deliveries. I just showed up just because there was a call from one of the Latinx groups that I was connected with, and I just decided I would show up to help.
Kids are not going to school. Parents are not working. People are not coming out and getting groceries, necessities.
Bobby Cruz has seen firsthand how his community has been impacted by ICE.
And it's hurtful. It's hurting our community. Our community right now is under distress.
Bobby says there are about 25 to 30 people that rotate in and out every day throughout the day to stand guard. Because of this, local businesses have been able to stay open throughout Operation Metro Surge, compared to others like Los Ocampo that has had to close until further notice.
People need to stand up. I don't care what side you're on. People need to stand up for what's right.
Our mission hasn't changed as far as keeping our people safe, and we'll always do that as long as we're here.
And it's clear they have. Claudia Garcia, University Report.
Claudia says ICE is still present in the West Side, but has been decreasing since community members have been standing guard.
Even as international news coverage focuses on immigration enforcement in Minnesota, the other kind of ICE continues to play a part in local culture. I recently stepped out onto a frozen Lake Harriet to learn more about an annual event called Art Shanty Projects.
This is an art shanty. So is this, and this is too. A shanty is a small, crudely built shack. Art Shanty Projects is a Minneapolis-based group that creates a space on Lake Harriet each winter for artists to share their work. I spoke with their artistic director, Erin Lavelle, about the event.
2 artists came up with Art Shanty Projects in 2004, and they built one shanty on a frozen lake near an ice fishing village, and they used it as their art studio.
This year, Art Shanty Projects have 37 shanties and performances, one of which is Club Medusa.
We're running a nightclub in the middle of the frozen lake. That's it. We're not aliens. We might be harnessing people's energy to power our ship, but that's probably not what's going on.
Some shanties are more educational in nature.
So we built the Beaver Shanty. This is a beaver lodge built to scale. Real beaver lodges can be this size.
Emily Fairfax was running the University of Minnesota's Beaver Shanty.
We invite you to put on a beaver tail.
Visitors of all ages can walk through the beaver nest and learn about their life cycle.
This is fabulous. It's a great venue. It's being out on the ice in Minnesota. It's perfect.
Visitors like Stephen Halverson and his wife Julie Grant also recognized that this event brings a great sense of community in difficult times.
We have to unite against this evil that's in our state right now.
We need to have space for fun. We need to have space for community and coming together.
I think it is honestly the strongest activation of our mission to bring people together.
Art Shanty Projects wrapped up their last weekend on the ice a couple of days ago, but they'll be back next year. To learn more, you can visit their website at artshantyprojects.org.
Well, the weather has warmed up this week, but it's still very rough on those living outside. Ahmed Hassan has the story of one campus club's effort to tackle a big problem in a small, sweet way.
The cold weather tends to keep people indoors, but sometimes a hot drink is enough to warm up their day.
Hi. Hello. Some hot cocoa. Yeah, for sure. So it'll be $1 for a hot chocolate, and then...
The University of Minnesota Red Cross Club didn't just want to keep students warm. They had another idea in mind.
Yeah, so we decided that for every 1 hot chocolate sold here today, we'll donate 3 to a homeless shelter.
Although the Red Cross Club primarily focuses on hosting blood drives and recruiting blood donors, volunteer coordinator Sofia Ismagalova says she wanted to give back to the community.
It's not only about blood. If our cross is red, it doesn't mean just blood. It means community and helping people.
In 2025 alone, Hennepin County recorded over 2,500 people living in homeless shelters. President of the club, Brooke Meyer, says the club sold 62 hot chocolates this day, which means they'll be donating 186 to local homeless shelters.
I would say the most rewarding part is just knowing that some homeless people in the community are going to be able to enjoy a cup of hot chocolate, which I don't know if that's really a typical experience for them.
While donating hot chocolate can seem like a small solution to a big issue, Bryn Karsh says the real reward is putting in the effort to make a difference.
Just knowing that even if we do something small like this, it's going to make someone's day, many people's day when we do bring this to the homeless shelter.
At the end of the day, it's about making a difference, one hot chocolate at a time. Ahmed Hassan, University Report.
The hot chocolate drive is over for now. Due to ice activity in the area, Brooke says the Red Cross Club plans on donating the hot chocolate to Minneapolis homeless shelters in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, mark your calendars for the upcoming blood drives on March 17th and April 10th.
It hasn't been business as usual for lots of places around the cities. We'll take you to one business that's shifting its mission to reflect the times. Also, look at our warm forecast for the next few days.
Because it was there. Because determination overcame distance.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Because the unsolvable was invitation enough. Why are we driven to discover? Because we can change the course of history. Because tomorrow's visionaries need focus today. At the University of Minnesota, with each student comes an opportunity to set their sights higher and to show them the way, so our graduates can shape the future and fulfill the dreams they haven't yet dreamt. Because renewable energy can sustain us all. Our students envision the sun powering homes on every block, wind-blown ideas launching entirely new economies, and fertile soils fueling cars and people alike, protecting the harmony between humanity and nature. Because self-expression can move 1,000 souls. Be it a song or a dance, a canvas or a poem, the arts are vital to the U of M experience, as are self-discovery and moments of sheer amazement. Because cancer can be conquered by targeting medicines, customizing treatments, and transplanting stem cells, incurable cancers can become survivable. Terminal can be redefined as treatable, and optimism can spread once again. Because human rights need champions. From classrooms in Minnesota to courtrooms in Uganda, assembling a collective voice for change allows dignity to return and extends human rights across the globe. Because clean water ensures quality of life. It's essential to the health of all nations, so we're studying models and molecules. We are committed to making clean water flow freely, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the slums of Mumbai. We share the belief that anything is possible, because at the University of Minnesota, discoveries unfold, breakthroughs happen, and history is forever changed.
Locally owned businesses across the Twin Cities are responding to Operation Metro Surge in a number of ways. Some retailers have shifted their operations in an effort to support their immigrant neighbors. Recently, I visited one small business that's mixing its usual merchandise with new goods and services. This
Oh yeah, you can have whatever you want off that shelf.
is Smitten Kitten. Since January 10th, the sex shop has transformed itself into a mutual aid hub for the Lynn Lake neighborhood amid ICE occupation of the area. Ann Lehman,
I think he's on the list though, and I think there's an envelope for you downstairs.
Runs the store's social media page.
We put out a call that was basically like, if you have $300 to drop on a vibrator, you also have $300 to like buy someone groceries or like help them with rental assistance.
Smitten Kitten has raised over $100,000 in donations for hundreds of families in 4 weeks.
They would be like sorting through these piles right here and then like look up and see a sex toy and like be like, wait, what? And we have to be like, oh yeah, this is Smitten Kitten. Like, we're an adult store on a regular basis, but today it's so full that you can't reach the products.
Ann said they learned how to lead a community effort volunteering in South Minneapolis after the murder of George Floyd.
Just listening to our black and brown neighbors who have been through this type of thing way too many times.
Smitten Kitten has now transitioned to raising cash for rental assistance after the amount of material donations became overwhelming and drew ICE attention. They have moved their hub of supplies out of their shop to a more secure, constantly changing location. Ann told me the first highlight reel on their Instagram will keep you updated on this location and provide links to families' GoFundMes the store is currently supporting. As she donated to Smitten Kitten, Eileen Anderson said she has seen Minnesota come together throughout Operation Metro Surge.
It's my adopted home, and part of the reason I stay is because of the strong sense of community, which I think people have seen more now in the last 3 weeks than in the last 20 years.
If you want to donate or need donations, you can find Smitten Kitten's Instagram linked on our website, which is z.umn.edu/University Report. And it's finally warming up in the Twin Cities this week, and it looks like Phil, that groundhog, he was lying to us. Claudia, you want to tell us about it?
Well, you know, Joe, I say let's throw him on the grill. You know, we've had a lot of gray skies this week, but you know, that could change going into the rest of the week. Lots of puddles, as you can see, but that could turn right back into ice, so be careful. You know, don't let this guy's outfit fool you. Here's a look at the next 5 days. Today it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 35 and a low of 25, but coming Thursday will be snow showers in the morning, so maybe remember to bring an umbrella on your way to work. Then we'll go into a high of 41 later on in the day and a low of 25. Friday we're going to stay warmer with a high of 43 and then a low of 26. Get ready though, because weather's going to be lovely this Valentine's Day weekend, so make sure to book those reservations. Partly cloudy on both Saturday and Sunday, with Saturday bringing a high of 43 and a low of 28, and Sunday a high of 41 with a low of 31. And that's our 5-day forecast.
It definitely looks like it's going to be a lot warmer. Thank you, Claudia.
Yeah, of course.
Coming up, history in the making in Minnesota girls high school basketball.
We're all about water in Minnesota. I've been here approaching 50 years. Originally, the biggest problem we had is algae bloom from the sewage in the lake. And now we got the zebra mussels, and that's been a major negative.
Zebra mussels are an aquatic invasive species. They impact the food webs within lakes, which impact fish populations, growth, occurrence, and especially in Minnesota, where so much of our recreation is lake-based, that impacts those local businesses, different tourism around the state. Zebra mussels were first found in the Great Lakes back in 1986, and since then they have spread throughout much of Minnesota. People love clear water, but that's not necessarily good. That means that conditions are different for the plants, for the fish, for everything in the lake. This project out on Lake Minnetonka is looking at a copper-based product called EarthTech QZ. We are hoping that this will give us ideally some solutions for controlling zebra mussel populations. This project is largely a partnership between the University of Minnesota, specifically MASER, the Minnesota Aquatic Invasive Species Research Center, and the U.S. Geological Survey.
It is very much a team effort. Even the marina owner that has graciously allowed us to use their area for staging our equipment and supplies. So without the cooperation of all those different partners, it would be impossible to do a study of this nature.
There are a lot of infrastructure and businesses existing, relying on the lake. It's not only the marinas, it's everybody around Lake Minnetonka will suffer subsequently.
Well, the zebra mussels over on the east end of the lake make it clear. It looks like an aquarium over there. So during the daytime, it's kind of tough to fish.
Zebra mussels affect our boats by getting into the motors. They affect the beaches. They get on the rocks. People step on them, cut their feet. So it just makes it less desirable to use the lake. And as a business that's in a lake community, that affects us.
This project is specific to Lake Minnetonka, but we're hoping that this type of treatment will be able to be repeated on different lakes. The University of Minnesota's Aquatic Invasive Species Research Center is one of a kind. It's the only one like it in the country. And the work that we're doing is protecting Minnesota's lakes.
The University of Minnesota is absolutely essential in this matter. And it's a profoundly positive experience for us to be part of it.
Major history is in the making in Minnesota girls high school basketball, where two athletes are heading toward the record for their most career points. Lucas Kirchner joins us live from Maple Grove, where the next chapter in this story will be written in a game tonight. Lucas?
In any normal year, Tori Orline of Crosby Ironton's 3,535 career points would be next to none. But this year, Madden Greenway at Providence Academy is hot on the chase to compete for the record, and tonight at Maple Grove, her chase continues. She's the daughter of former Vikings All-Pro Chad Greenway, but she's carved out a name for herself. Against Blake, she became the fourth player in Minnesota history to break 5,000 points. But she could have broken it sooner.
Yeah, so I needed like 54 or something, and I was at 47, and my mom was like, I don't have the sign yet, so I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just pass a lot. So I just held off for like 6 minutes and then got it tonight, and we have the sign, so phew.
With the sign secured, Greenway hit 5,000 and kept going. 37 points, 8 steals, and 10 assists, including this steal and behind-the-back assist to her little sister Beckett.
Something that I've kind of built for and like worked towards for a lot of years, so to know that it's finally here and it's finally the night was kind of crazy.
Orline sits just ahead of her in points, but Greenway has 5 more games left and has been dominant, scoring 40 points per game since then, including 57 against Hill Murray. After that, it's on to the state tournament, and as it turns out, they could play each other for the Class 2A championship and the scoring record.
No, I think that I'll pass the record, and whatever between Tori and I will happen, but for me, I just want to end up on top and really just enjoy the last, month with my teammates.
Greenway's accomplishments already speak for themselves, going for her 5th state championship, and she's moving on to Kentucky next year. She said she wants to be great, but if she can pull off the championship and the scoring record, she may just end up being the greatest ever.
Thanks so much, Lucas. Battle of the Bands kicked off this weekend. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Round 1 competitors and get a peek at what we're seeing at this year's Spring Jam.
Because it was there. Because determination overcame distance.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Because the unsolvable was invitation enough. Why are we driven to discover? Because we can change the course of history. Because tomorrow's visionaries need focus today. At the University of Minnesota, with each student comes an opportunity to set their sights higher and to show them the way, so our graduates can shape the future and fulfill the dreams they haven't yet dreamt. Because renewable energy can sustain us all. Our students envision the sun powering homes on every block, wind-blown ideas launching entirely new economies, and fertile soils fueling cars and people alike, protecting the harmony between humanity and nature. Because self-expression can move 1,000 souls. Be it a song or a dance, a canvas or a poem, the arts are vital to the U of M experience, as are self-discovery and moments of sheer amazement. Because cancer can be conquered by targeting medicines, customizing treatments, and transplanting stem cells, incurable cancers can become survivable. Terminal can be redefined as treatable, and optimism can spread once again. Because human rights need champions. From classrooms in Minnesota to courtrooms in Uganda, assembling a collective voice for change allows dignity to return and extends human rights across the globe. Because clean water ensures quality of life. It's essential to the health of all nations, so we're studying models and molecules. We are committed to making clean water flow freely, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the slums of Mumbai. We share the belief that anything is possible, because at the University of Minnesota, discoveries unfold, breakthroughs happen, and history is forever changed.
Battle of the Bands got off to an electric start this past Friday. Hundreds of music fans showed up to support the 4 bands playing at Friday's competition. This week's competition was the first of 4 rounds to determine which bands will be playing at this year's Spring Jam. And each band put on quite the display. Syncline, the last band to perform, was this week's winner. The Minneapolis-based band will be performing live at Spring Jam. Round 2 of Battle of the Bands continues this Friday. For more information, you can visit our website at z.umn.edu/University Report. And that is today's University Report. I'm Joe Larson.
I'm Atticus Mars. Thank you for tuning in.